Hello fellow guitar geeks, it is new pedal day. Today we're looking at the Iron Horse version 3 from Walrus Audio. Here's a little track I put together. So that was the pedal in a mix, and right off the bat it was really easy to obtain the tones I wanted to by changing guitar and changing, well, that's pretty straight, that's how you use a pedal. You change the guitar and you change the settings on the pedal. What I mean is, I didn't struggle to find the settings that I wanted. I kind of guessed what this pedal would do, and then it did it. It is an LM308 based distortion. It's a Rat. In that demo, by the way, I put it through this, the Orange Rocker 15 Terror, and you heard it through a V30 in the 𝗩𝗑𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗥 mic'd up, and also through the Captor X. We had version 1 way back in about 2011. In fact, the Iron Horse was one of the first pedals Walrus Audio released. Then they updated it to version 2 about 4 years ago. Now we have version 3. What's different? Well, let me tell you. We've got, instead of a switch between the different modes of clipping, we've got a knob now, or a potentiometer, some might say, to blend from the silicon clipping to the LED clipping, just here. We've also got an improved low end, or low gain distortion, sorry. So the distortion down here is apparently improved. And all I can say is that from doing that piece of music, I love this setting down here on the Telecaster. We've also got a soft foot switch with a relay in it, and top-mounted jacks, and it's golden with an updated artwork. I do have some questions. Is it necessary if you've already got the version 2? So in this video I hope we're going to answer that question. Does it have a real LM308? So towards the end of the video I'll crack the case open and we'll have a look inside. What is the range of this distortion and the low gain, and how it reacts with this new silicon and LED blending? So we'll check that out. Also, can I make top 5 tones from it? Probably. Alright, let's explain the knobs. If you know version 1 and version 2, you might recognize the controls. If you don't, you might recognize them from this, which is a Rat, because that's basically what this is. But it's Walrus Audio's take on the Rat, and so far I've enjoyed it. I'm actually gonna put it up against this 1987 Rat in the video just to see how it compares, and then there'll be another video with a proper comparison at some point. But we gotta bring in that Rat, haven't we? Right, level is the overall level of the pedal. We've got tone, which works kind of like the filter on the Rat, but it's called tone here, and it makes more sense. Which way does it go? We'll find out. Distortion, the further you turn it clockwise, the more distortion you get. And then this is the all-new blend knob. So all the way here, we've got completely silicon clipping. And then all the way over here, we've got completely LED clipping. Then, in the middle, is a blend between the two. And as I mentioned already, soft switch, foot switch. A little tip, if you're using this blend here and changing the settings, it will adjust the overall volume. So you need to use this in conjunction with the level. Right, I'll have a play around with the knobs and blend between the silicon, see what sort of sounds we can get out of this, and then I'll pick my top 5 favorite tones. So first up, I've got it set fairly randomly. I'll play some power chords and see what happens. Okay, so the LED clipping is louder than the silicon clipping, which makes sense. So if you're pushing it into LED, then be prepared to adjust the volume. It's more kind of blurry Graham Coxey over here. I'm really enjoying that. should show you the clean tone actually. It's already a little bit driven. And that's also the orange Rocker 15. Let's try the tone. So the tone this way, it works like a regular tone knob. I like it that it doesn't get too bright. Like on a Rat, sometimes it can get fizzy and too shrill and too nasty. And this tone doesn't really it doesn't add high frequencies. It feels like it's just gently is the word. It feels like it's gently just caressing that tone rather than making absolute cuts. Let's see if that's the case when the distortion's increased. The distortion's quite low. I really like this as a low gain distortion high gain pedal. Let's push that gain up a little, well, halfway. Anyway, I'll record a loop and then we can go from there. That's really fun, like the distortion at its lowest. Let's hear that sounds without the pedal. So it's just kind of colouring it with the tone and the clipping and the volume. The distortion's not doing much when the distortion's right down low, which I guess that's how it should be. Let's bring that distortion in again. So the tone is actually acting, in this case with these power chords, like an aggression knob. It's becoming more aggressive the more tone I give it. Okay, let's keep those settings, that loop, and I'll put it through some different amps. So first up, a totally clean Fender Deluxe Reverb. So let's start with the pedal off, and then clean tone of the Fender Deluxe. If that loop hasn't driven you crazy by now, it's kind of driving me crazy. Right, that's how it acts to the different amps. I was surprised that it actually sounds pretty similar. Maybach Lester, let's see what it sounds like through the orange. There we go. There is so much distortion on tap, so let's do it clean. Scale practice done for today. Let's give it some more distortion. Okay, so as you push up the distortion, it thickens up as well. Let's talk about silicon and LED for a moment. So all the way over here on the silicon mode, which used to be the switch on the version 2, and all the way over here on the LED mode, which used to be the switch, and I think you could do in between as well, the mix. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I only had a version 1 way back in the day. And then, of course, moving this in between the two gives you a blend. On the silicon side, it's more compressed. And that's giving us a more open, a warmer, rounder tone. There, I know I like a lot of pedals, and we haven't reached the review part yet, but you must have gathered that so far, I think this pedal rocks, and I'm having a lot of fun. You might also wonder, what's the difference between this and the Walrus Audio Eros? Well, I should bring that in as well, shouldn't I? So we'll do that in a moment, just quickly. Let's do my top 5 tones from the Walrus Audio Iron Horse version 3. Before we go any further, I hate doing this, but it works, so that's why I do it. If you're enjoying the video so far, then please give it a thumbs up. If you're not enjoying the video, and you really, really want to lay some hate down, press the thumbs down twice for a double thumbs down. So click it and then click it again. Harder the second time. Gives it a double thumbs down. Not a lot of people know that. Cheers. Okay, that is a lot heavier than the Walrus Audio. This is a Rat 2 from ProCo. It's from 1987-ish, and it sounds phenomenal. Let's see how it compares to the Iron Horse version 3. So I'm going to do some riffage on this, and then do some riffage on the Iron Horse version 3, and see how they compare. I'll do a proper video at some point, but just as a little comparison, let's do a little bit now. The pesky Rat has that pesky, stupid power thingy. That's 1 point to the Walrus Audio already, and any other pedal that doesn't use these stupid headphoney type adapters. Right, get that in there. There we go. I'm not adjusting the camera, so you have to make do with that slightly cut out Rat. Let's hear what the telly sounds like through it. gotta say, that sounds absolutely phenomenal. That Rat is brilliant. Okay, let's plug in the Iron Horse version 3 and see how that compares even. I'm so excited. All right, I don't know if it's coming across, but I think the Iron Horse version 3 sounds more modern, more hi-fi. There's more presence there compared to the original Rat, which is not a bad thing. They're both really good. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Let me know in the comments section about this particular part of the video, which you preferred, because neither of them are bad, and I have had some bad Rats. Ones like the modern Rat for me sounds too fizzy, too and yeah, that was exciting for me. I didn't know what was going to happen. I had a really good time then. Hope you were with me. I want to know if this is a real LM308 in here, so let's crack open the Iron Horse version 3 and see what's inside. The part that all pedal builders fear. Me looking inside their pedals and not actually knowing what any of the parts do, but seeing if they have good build quality. All right, here we go. Yes, that's a new drill. Thanks for asking. Ooh, look at that. Okay, that's a surprise. There's not a lot going on in a Rat circuit. I know that, but that's a beautifully tidy job. That's the IC socket just there with, let's see if it's an LM308. Hold on. I can't see. I need better glasses. The good news is that you could switch that out. I really can't see. Hang on, let's get a light in there. Oh, there. Can you see that? Just there. LM308N. That doesn't mean that it's real, but it does mean that it says LM308N on there. That's a good thing. There you go. That's what it looks like inside. Beautifully tidy job. Relay switch down there. What if there's any little message? Any secret message? No, maybe oh, someone signed it. I don't know who that is, but whoever's signature that is, thanks very much for making this pedal. Oh, thanks very much for making this pedal. Looking at the wrong camera. Right, I've just popped out to get the 𝗚𝗓𝗏 distortion because Walrus Audio released this recently, and you might wonder, which one should I get, or neither. But wonder what the difference is. I'll just do some very quick playing through both so you can hear the difference. Up first, the 𝗚𝗓𝗏, because we've heard that already. There appears to be a lot more gain on the 𝗚𝗏𝗏. It doesn't seem to have that chugginess that the Iron Horse version 3 has. So let's plug in the Iron Horse. Okay, looping. So that's really loud. That's quite, what's the word? It's ratty in the sense that it has this nasty little edge to it, and the 𝗚𝗏𝗏 doesn't have that. The 𝗚𝗏𝗏 is more a chunky 5 distortion monster, whereas this Rat gives you that nasty little edge, that aggressive little almost brat, you know, not the brat, the pedal, but it's more teenage, it's more thrashy. I like both. I think there's room for both right here. Depending on what kind of band you're in and what kind of music you make, you might want to go one way or the other. But if you want something more indie, something more thrashy, something more classic Rat, then go for the Iron Horse version 3. If you're looking for something more modern that the Rat doesn't quite get to with more gain, then I think the Eros covers you where the Iron Horse version 3 takes off. All right, wonderful job. Okay, time to review it. And up first is the thing that I like the most, which is the fact that it's gold. But that actually doesn't count. I have a thing for gold pedals at the moment, but put that to one side, gold pedal aside. I like the fact that it's pretty hard to dial in a bad tone, a bad Rat tone, that is. So if you're a Rat fan, this one sits nicely in the parameters of a good Rat, but with plenty of versatility. So yeah, it's great that it's versatile, but versatile doesn't always mean better, because you can have some bad settings in there. And what's the point of having something that you can change to that sounds bad? I don't think this sounds bad in any way. It just is different between the silicon and the LED. And depending on what I was trying to achieve with my Rat, I didn't really have a preference of silicon and LED. I just liked the fact that everything, it didn't sound good instantly. It just needed, but it was easy to tweak instantly. Okay, that in the LED is a bit warmer, so I'd give it a bit more tone. I did find the tone open most of the time. But yeah, that's what I like most. The fact that it just is easy to get a great Rat style sound from it. On to the things that I don't like. This is harder. Let me have a moment. Okay, I found something that is not necessarily something I don't like, but something that someone is going to bring up, so I'm going to cover it now. The price. Now, the version 2 of the Iron Horse is about $200. This is going to be about the same, so I haven't got an exact price, but it's about the same. A real Rat, a production ProCo Rat, is about half that price and less. So some of you are going to ask, why should I spend €200 or whatever on the Iron Horse version 3 when I could just buy a real Rat for less than $100? And that's how I read some of your comments in that voice. The answer is, this is a better pedal than the current production ProCo Rat. I don't think it's better than this, I think it's different. But the current ProCo Rat, to me, from memory, because I haven't used it in this video or used it for a while, but I put it straight back because it sounded too fizzy and like a parody of the Rat pedal, like someone had once heard one. The other side, we've got pedals such as this, the Dark Mouse from companies like Donner, where they make an insanely cheap Rat with lots and lots of different options. And I'm going to have to do a shootout and certainly shoot out all the Rat pedals I have, because that is considerably cheaper than the Iron Horse version 3. The reason I think you should buy this is that, as I said, for the good thing, you can't find a bad sound with it, and I certainly can with this. But let's not pick on this. That's a good pedal, good for the money. All right, the rest of you, let's continue. Let's keep rolling. I think the Iron Horse version 3 looks fantastic. I like that they've kept with the same sort of graphic design. They just updated it a little bit. That Warhorse looks brilliant. I prefer this to my version 1, maybe not for the sounds because I can't really remember, but certainly this must be an improvement on version 1 because they keep updating it and keep selling it, and the version 1 was a mainstay on my pedal board for a long, long time. I like the top-mounted jacks. It's now in fashion with the other Walrus audio pedals and certainly in fashion with other boutique and more desirable pedals. I like there's a knob on there. I like what Walrus Audio are doing generally. I love the fact that there's a soft switch because that's my jam right now. I don't like to clunk it because I tend to break things with my feet, although there is something to be said for, you know, an old-style stomp box. Yeah, for me, the only thing that stops me from absolutely recommending this is the price, because you're going to pay extra because it's a more well-built pedal. So if you're into looking for Rats at the moment, then stick around on my channel and subscribe, because I'll have a Rat shootout coming very soon with some very cheap Rats and some more expensive Rats. There really are so many Rat-style pedals on the market. You have to find one that you enjoy and you like, and it's really easy for me to like all of them. There's the Wampler Ratsbane I really, really enjoyed. That one was slightly more hi-fi. This one is feels slightly more rounded, which is ridiculous ways to describe sound, but that's how it is. And I think you need to find the Rat pedal for you. But if you're in that sort of price range, you're looking for Rats, or you're looking for some sort of distortion, please put this on your list, because it should be. It deserves to be on that list. It's not a throwaway pedal. It's, what am I talking about, throwaway pedal? Who throws away pedals? What I mean is that if you're looking for a Rat, you should be considering the Iron Horse version 3. Alrighty, if you've got any questions about the Iron Horse version 3, then please let me know in the comments section. If you want to purchase the Iron Horse version 3, there are links in the video description. If you use those links, then I get a little kickback. So thanks for doing that. Thank you for supporting the channel. Speaking of which, Walrus Audio have paid me for this video, and they supplied the pedal, but they did not choose the words that came out of my mouth. They're all my own. Even the ums, ahs, and what? They're all my own. To sum up the review, it makes me want to play guitar, and not every pedal, not every guitar, not every amp does. This one makes me want to, I actually want to go so I can play it again, and I have to finish the video. So that's my recommendation. If something makes you want to pick up guitar and stop what you're doing, then it's got to be good. We've reached the end of the video, which means you have reached the end of the video club and you are a member of this prestigious elite. To prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite, when you leave your comment in the comments section, please also include the phrase, "Whoa, Nelly!" And that let me know that you watched this bit right to the end. It makes me happy when people, join me for the whole shebang. I hope I've answered most of your Iron Horse version 3 questions. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Face Distribution and Walrus Audio for sending out the pedal. I will be with you in one of those videos over there. So don't go nowhere. Bye-bye.